Welcome back. This is the Truth Morning Devotion on Truth FM 103.9. We broadcast live from the studios na Ilkots na Freetong. This morning we can talk about Parliament. Waiting we for expect from the members of Parliament them, and they resume sitting today after a short break. And a lot of things, and we need to understand as a people the role of members of Parliament. Them waiting for expect. Don't get conversation now with the Attorney General, Minister of Justice. He will tell you about the things that we don't get for Keguna Parliament. It's Appetite Committee recommendations. Some of them we get for do with electoral reforms and all that in them. The constitutional review. We get all and the president self been saying, start conversation. A Parliament he been talking, start conversation about power sharing in the executive and the public service arm, the PI system. How do we get that? So this morning, I get the pleasure of getting with me at the studio, Honorable Abdul Sulaiman Marie Conte, when I is SLPP Member of Parliament and Chairman of the Legislative Committee, and I also get Honorable Abdul Karim Kamara, APC Member of Parliament from the opposition, and in at the whip of the opposition APC. Good morning, Honorable Members, and welcome. It is a pleasure having you.
Good morning and thank you.
Lawyer they can call them company land colleagues, land colleagues. Let me not to MPO, but for today we can't talk parliamentary things. I appreciate that on accept for joining the conversation this morning. But I want to start with you, Honorable Marie. You're chairman of the Legislative Committee in a Parliament, and the expectation is Parliament therefore be somehow busy most times as it can be when I lead up to election. And waiting we get more this time is we get constitutional review, we get the tripartite recommendations them. We don't know which kind of election we're going to get in 2028. That conversation they on as well. And the president suggests we'll start conversation about the PR system in executive and public service. But waiting then at your table as chairman of the Legislative Committee, waiting are the things that the public will expect as soon as they resume sitting.
Well, thank you very much. The question is very broad within the NAMI table. But I just make something clear to you. The one where you don't talk about, so all the issues that we don't discuss, they're not the NAMI on table yet. But then we'll get for Parliament. But for answer your question, they're not the NAMI on table yet. But of course, we'll get other laws, them we proposals that we don't come. We of course we go for look at currently we look at the merchant shipping, the one we go for deal with how you they register both them under the flag of Sierra Leone and how then they operate. Then you get the Compensation Act. There's so many other things anyway, but the one we talk about so not come yet.
Yes. As we look forward to this we get for come na you table. Legislation like the one in day or issues like the one in day we get for do with reforms, election, constitutional review. We think it usually be the process of Parliament, and how una can engage, forget the people for understand what una they do in case we get forget a new electoral system, or get forget if it's referendum or constitutional review get for come. Waiting at the process from the Legislative Committee, how the process can usually be.
No, well, the Legislative Committee gets the responsibility for scrutinize bills clause by clause, line by line, the one that we then commit to we, based on the standing orders of Parliament, when are 51-1. But then after we don't go through the first and second reading, if the need arise for meeting, send them to a select committee when at the Legislative Committee. But however, something like this, they come to Parliament like any other bill, of course, where ABC, the Attorney General, give for bring come, they go through the processes of a bill. We will get the pre-legislative hearing sometimes. It's not really a must, but very important.
The pre-legislative hearing are also like the ordinary person can come and listen?
Yes, I for be reached there. The purpose of that particular platform, now for give the what way they can champion the bill outside the well of Parliament, we go even count in technocrats them for me then give a presentation for help enrich the understanding of members of parliament or even broaden their understanding of members of parliament and by extension the general public on what in the bill they're about, the merits of the bill. At that particular point, nothing no get for change, MPs and all change something, but based on the discussions that they come up, then go raise concerns where it be say the all the champion the bill self go take into consideration as it get for proceed to the next stage when at the first reading and introduction and the second reading. So yeah, Nana, that kind of first-hand opportunity for an exchange will probably not go take place at the well of parliament. So then they go help MPs themselves how to prepare themselves for the debates we get for come up and also the possible the champion the bill self go able don't take some concerns them on board we go in a better position for respond to within MPs they go come up with during the debate. So that particular platform they very very important before they go to the bigger stage.
How una can get a common ground, you were in parliament the last time who get the which kind of election we forget, at some point it was very contentious and we una gonna the well you can get sometimes the opposition they disagree with them issues that we get for do with election and stuff like that. But how una can get a consensus, a common ground, say, okay, this is about Sierra Leone. Let we understand, say, it's important we get this way than we una gonna the well of parliament. You get these disagreements always with the opposition.
No, well, first of all, in natural, say, when it comes to election, tensions then can be high. But I want to make you also know, say, members of parliament from both parties know say Sierra Leone the bigger picture. Whether we do them now or later, at some point, people get for discuss them particular issues than they. So, if they go through the process, we can always debate some arguments and counter arguments. Then, of course, there are some areas where they agree. There are some way we not go agree. We consensus can come, we all agree, but then where we disagree, of course, maybe a division can come, we can lead to some kind of voting process where the parliamentary procedures themselves could take place. But at the end of the day, we must arrive at a decision. But this going to be a very unique one because Salon Constitution don't go through different small amendment process. This could be one major one, of course, until we self know this now a process will be done start for quite a very long time. And I'm not going to repeat that in our body AG don't make them clear how we reach to this point. You understand? Especially now we'll get for take on board different things, then we don't come off from the Peter Tucker stage, come to President Ernest Bai Koroma putting together the Justice Kawan, leading to the 2017 white paper reviewed in 2022, and now we also get tripartite recommendations we go for be taken on board, and also other emerging issues we be say in this new era of responsibility we'll get for try for incorporate them into constitution. So this now, it not get for be that kind of process we will just get for rush into. It don't take so much time. But now I think we'll get for do them systematically as the procedure themselves require, and we'll get for make sure say in all of this we'll keep in mind that the interests of the people here very paramount, and this now an opportunity for me to address some of the issues that we don't complain about in the 1991 Constitution.
Yes, Honorable AKK, Constitution, not a thing we constantly change so no more, quickly. Like Honorable Mali say, forget to this point, you don't get different commissions in. And we get to a point where definitely the constitutional review document get for Kana Parliament. The tripartite recommendations get for Kana Parliament. President Sef don't say we will start conversation about getting the PR to the executive and public service. From the opposition parts of Parliament, waiting on they look forward to and waiting on a position on the issues there.
Okay, first of all, I say thank you for hosting today and for giving the opportunity for talk on very important national issues. We are at the crossroad of democracy. We are at the point where we go make or break with democracy. After the 2023 elections, we went to a tripartite we are not think say we go there as a result of gladness. We all go there as a party because we want to build a better democratic credentials for our country. And we go there at a time when we country for the very first time in democracy become questionable around the world. So we bring out many, many recommendations we for implement. But one of the things we don't become very, very challenging as we did speak today, are the fact say, even when it comes to the structure where they implement the tripartite recommendations, by the way they compose themselves alone has been a disadvantage to we as an opposition.
In what sense?
In the sense that out of the 24, we only have 4 from the opposition party. You get 9 ministers of government who sit in that committee. And even when it comes to the selections of the chairperson of that committee, you find out, say, part of the recommendation we are saying we forget a neutral person. We not ever take an active role in any of the parties. But having a person like Golo Kata, who was appointed by the president as a youth commissioner, now they serve in that capacity in itself.
You mean the steering committee?
The steering committee.
The implementation
Yes.
part of it. But you get co-chairs. You get Dr. Senge and Dr. Marawi, they serve as co-chairs of the committee.
You have the co-chairs, but you're talking about the day-to-day running of the steering committees in the hands of Golo Kata and the 24-man committee. And out of that 24-man, I still they say, we only get 3 because we pull Kelfalamara, we only have 3 out of the 24. Again, as we talk, the tripartite recommendation, when you read 6, 7, and 8, talk specifically on the ECSL. The truth is, what we have currently as a tripartite is not born out of the SLPP not campaigning well or the APC not campaigning well, not just the electoral process, but you also get to do with the actions and the inactions of ECSL, where the underlining factors will lead to Usai Wideso. And all the recommendations we get to do directly with ECSL have not been addressed, have not even been able to be addressed. Like issues we get to talk about the staffing capacity, the knowledge base of ECSL, auditing of the ECSL making information transparent to the public, the appointment of ECSL commissioners, all the recommendations that we get for do with ECSL has not been judged. Now, you can go and debate which form of electoral system you want to use, but if the commission where they conduct the elections have not been thoroughly scrutinized according to the tripartite recommendations, it means you can even use the system which Japan they use. The outcome of the results not will be different from what happened in 2023 when the hallmark code they try to avoid. Again, when it comes, just like we Honorable Mary Conte they say, when it comes to the issue of within the kind of parliament, we don't write a letter to the Attorney General as a party. We also don't write a letter to the Chief Minister. Say, what would they do so not to secret society? It will be open. At this time, the Attorney General for Don Gui, a roadmap where they lead to all the process system of reforms. We need to know when the referendum they come on. What's not the event where they lead to the referendum. We need to know when the issue of the constitutional review the effect. What are the issues in the white paper? What's not what we need as a party or within the country they expect. You understand? Because you cannot just tell us we should broaden the dialogue, we should talk on national issues we get to do with reforms, when we don't even know what is in the laws to be reformed. So all of these things not for be secret.
So is it rejection even before this council and a parliament, so and a part of it? Is it that I don't begin reject them even before the document council and a parliament?
No, we are not. We have not started rejecting anything. We are saying, first of all, just like me being a member of parliament, imagine I am not a member of parliament, I am a journalist like you. If anybody asks you now, what do you anticipate in the constitutional review of Sierra Leone, where they happen anytime from now, you don't even know. So it's not just like us as a party not knowing. It's also the public not even know what they come up. What would they take to referendum? Nobody knows. Waiting at the laws, the way we they look for amendment the constitution. Nobody knows. So we are only asking as a party that the Attorney General and Minister of Justice make some of the NTA open. You understand? Give us a timeline. ECSL, according to the recommendations of the tripartite, for don't give me recommendation a calendar of events. When would they expect registration? When would they expect this? We don't know when census they come. You understand? And again, waiting on the challenges we government get. If we don't get communication with international partners, we go help we. Because the truth is, I have said this and I will continue to say it. The 2028 election is not just an election. It's a test of our democratic credentials again after 2023. So everything we get for do with making the process fair, transparent, and when we bring doubt in the minds of Sierra Leoneans should be done early. Let's don't shy away from this. As a country, we need for also look around the sub-region. We need for look at the immediate surrounding. We need for look at issues we get for do with post-election violence that will happen. And start to say no. We, with the experience we don't get in the 11 years civil war, we need to move away from this. And we have a clear roadmap. The clear roadmap is, let us implement the tripartite recommendations. Not play like a football. Whether they pass, you kick your foot under, you go for them. No, we are not waiting for penalty.
Honorable Mari, you know, in this legislative committee, you get APC members there as well. You deputy na APC member, right?
No, but you get
APC member then
yes.
Yeah, but waiting our ask, waiting honorable they say, how una go ensure say, you know, the people understand waiting are the issues them we get for canton and the people and be part of them. Like I say, constitution not until we country they review quick one, so it takes time. How waiting are the plan for inclusivity in this conversation? It seems like your colleague already they reject or get concerned.
Well, there are always different sides to the story, but we'll get commonalities. And I think, say, I know one be the spokesperson for the AG's office, but I think when I have gone on the follow, there have been several engagements with different election management bodies, and as far as the implementation of the tripartite is concerned. And I feel say, not too much of a secret again, because the 2017 white paper been there in the public domain. Even the 2022 yon there in the public domain. Even the tripartite recommendations stay in the public domain. What you not there yet in the public domain, in the format in which would they can try for proposed and laws then they. When you look at the tripartite recommendations, it covers different areas. They will touch on different institutions, because you even get recommendations that will touch on the role of the public service broadcaster. You get recommendations that will touch on the role of the police. You understand, PPRC, the role of IMC. All the way, in fact, so some of the way I get for calm, possibly enough, because the recommendations are proposed actions we're going to be transformed into legislation in different bodies. Them we, I believe, say they really get for calm. And now, even some of the recommendations in the tripartite agreement, like I said, be an open secret. Interestingly, some of them even came to Parliament before, because you get one we talk about recommendation of fixed dates for election.
Yeah.
In fact, then they be even come in the debate of the Public Elections Act 2022. You get recommendation also where maybe things that they talk about when people for resign before they go contest elections, and how you go compose the body, the electoral body. Some of them have been done out there. So what we are waiting now, because the AG then get for try for draft this way, I gazette go cabinet, and then it come to we. So like I say, we get a pre-knowledge of how they've been there as recommendations, but how they've been drafted into legislation, we're yet to see that. So, but the pre-knowledge we'll get for use them for anticipate within the committee. So, in all of this, even all the discussion here, they give the public an opportunity for also learn. And where necessary, make meaningful contribution to the
And you mentioned something very important, the role of the people in this. You know, waiting, me think say, don't they happen at that. You know, by 2026, we'll get the political party, them, they go either into their conventions, forget them flag bearers or whatever, and una self na politician them, una get for involved in them process and day. But how do we start for set the agenda on them thing there? Let una self get time so people don't go blame parliament say. We not be know what's in the happy no. But we get a document now what we go present to the public say. This now waiting the Attorney General office they propose. Waiting at people and contribution, how could they be part of it? Is that something as chair of the legislative committee you consider enough time, not in a rush for do this?
Well, I will tell you, say, the 5th and 6th Parliament don't pass progressive laws. We don't get with challenges. But one thing we will stand tall for, we don't bring Parliament closer to the people in terms of some of the engagements. I'll give you an example. There are people who monitor governance issues, no say, when we can get, we pre-legislative hearing them, the public. In fact, we send out a public notice, they give people the opportunity for participate. And then also, even sometimes when legislations then can come, when it can commit unto we as a committee, we can even give the public an opportunity for sending position papers. But what you want tell people back again, someone can say, oh, position paper, my point's not coming from, maybe it will be say 2, 3 other people and say the same thing. And like I said, there is no perfect law, and it's so absolutely impossible for make you take everything on board. But then, some of the position papers, they inform the decision with Parliament they take. So, as a Parliament, one of the ways that we get for make sure we get the people that involved, despite consultations supposed for don't take place with it, we can make sure we can give the public an opportunity for attend some of the hearings then and also if side the need go arise, maybe call for position papers.
Of course, so the communities as well, Honorable, because not everybody go able to travel, or not everybody go able to write petition paper, because that means granny in one village gets position. Maybe you want to say something.
Okay, I want to say this. Of course, we don't talk about something we don't span through a period of more than 15 years. Then remember, when it comes to Parliament, we self gets we own time for make we do we own work. If the opportunity there, we'll go back. But I will say that's really, we don't get different implementation processes in the Ministry of Justice, the civil society organizations, the media, everybody don't take
But things don't change, Mr. Honorable. Things don't change. The dynamics. You can imagine from what be happening with Honorable, with Cowan, Peter Tucker, Cowan. You got a new generation now.
Which I
of
agree.
Young people, where some say not been pay attention to what been there happen then safe. I was here. I attended a lot of the meetings na U building then na Miata conference. But I get reporters there now when are young people that we don't teach na Limcoquin, we don't come into media, we not even know about what's happening. And they have rights to know. They are in the age of voting.
So that's why we're keeping the conversation going. So, but again, when they come Parliament, in the format where they come Parliament, get for determine the rates at which we get for engage. But again, like I say, what you do in a Parliament, very inclusive, and we'll go ensure say a document of that nature when they come there, we'll go do the needful for ensure say the public make a meaningful contribution to this whole exercise.
Honorable AKK gets concerned about inclusivity even at this stage. We're very important because if before you go to Parliament, a member of Parliament like him is raising concern about not understanding what is in the documents, not knowing what's in the process, how will they address the situations there before even it can't na Parliament? Because Parliament get the power for understand what is happening as well.
Well, it is a valid concern, of course, we may save to the line. But when it comes Parliament, we'll get for also check the level of consultations that will don't take place. And, the more people understand an issue, the more they're in a better position for contribute towards that particular issue. Again, voting don't happen at the implementation process till so far. They beyond what we go talk about now. But again, I'll share in concern, and then of course, Usai will go even come in for involve and get the AG for take we through certain areas them. I think so we could do that.
Honorable AKK, this is an assurance we don't get to. You get support from Honorable Marisi, at least there needs to be some openness. But what's in our ask? What's in una think say na the most immediate concerns then now, where the public need for understand before these documents go to Parliament? Because it's important, let's make our look at this conversation and for let the public understand, say there is something like this that is coming, and like you say, it's important for the democracy. Because at the time then this will start this the conversation before you go to Parliament. So what are some of the highlights the more I think say important?
Okay, firstly, just like I say, I am not just speaking as a member of Parliament. I'm raising concerns of our party towards the implementation of the tripartite and the constitutional review. One of the recommendations of the tripartite, recommendation 20, because we know, say, the implementation of the process, therefore be a bit delayed, therefore get challenges here and there. In recommendation 20, we talk about having an establishment, a committee in Parliament. We're going to supervise the full implementation. And first of all, even coming with the entire tripartite agreements to Parliament for let we pass them into law, meaning holistically as a day with a personal Parliament. That has not been done. The recommendation 20 that talks about the forming of committee, we for ensure say the monitor electoral management bodies has not been done as we speak. Again, when you talk about the laws here, we talk about, we're asking not just for the laws to be made public. Yes, we don't see white papers upon white papers we don't come out, but every other day, events and situations, political dynamics, they change on a daily basis. So we are just asking for two things. Basically, what we need to understand at this level. One, that the Attorney General take we through. Just give us what you would expect as a political party for be part of the laws that would come for take through the constitutional review. Secondly, what's not the timeline for the referendum? Because it will interest you for say, when the law not see the don't fix date for get convention. 2 days to convention until we see referendum they happen, that very day they will get convention. You not go chap with that kind of way. So we are saying give us a roadmap to the convention and to the referendum. ECSL at this level, you understand? 3 years to elections. From the time we don't do tripartite, in fact, after the tripartite, it was recommended, say, within 6 months, ECSL for giving a full activity plan towards the 2028 election. It has not been done. All we to the ask for now is give us clarity on which are the next steps. If we know say registration they happen at so point of the election calendar, we should know as a country. If we get to understand, say, this kind of law they come, what we expect. Again, you cannot run a law not reach a point where we'll get a deadlock in implementation of the tripartite, because we are bringing all of these things out now for let we make sure.
But with the tripartite, you not get representative. Now how much them people are the informal. I understand say the opposition leader, now a member, they sit on at this committee as well. They attend meetings. Okay. How much you understand what's in the happen with the tripartite, and how much you have the try for understand? Firstly,
we don't all series of engagement, and for the public, I also say, when Dr. Kelfalmara take over the current leadership of the APC and the tripartite implementation, he raised up the issue of representation, and it was agreed that the APC will increase the number of representation. But the process for we increase has not been communicated. We don't nominate people away for good day. For ensure say we beef up the number from 3 to imagine, Lamana, no matter how effective you are, if you are 3 against 20, then it's in itself. Even the 3, the party was not asked to nominate. It was the government that said, okay, because of this, we will nominate this person, and this person. That is in itself. It's not in any way in the good spirit of implementing the tripartite. Again, this is simple. Get a committee in Parliament that we can constitute them, even like tomorrow one constitute them. If there is a political will, we can constitute a committee in less than 1 hour. How will it take us almost 18 months for constitute just a committee? We cannot move ahead as a country blindly without knowing where we are moving with the next future of our country's elections. We are saying when it comes to appointment of electoral commissioner, the tripartite show we say we go into a chat, we present names and every other thing. It show the procedure. Let we just go through the process.
Okay.
And let we get clarity in the process. Let we not begin the shadow one another, begin to play politicking in Andy. Because I have said it and I will say it again. What we do when it talks about elections, electoral laws, electoral reforms is also important for the security of any nation.
Yeah, Honorable Mari, you know, we still discuss about election and after the tripartite and PR system, whether it first passed the post. As chairman of the legislative committee, I stand to be corrected, you were chairman of the committee as well, the elections act to pass the last time. Right? This conversation about which kind of election we forget. We see a lot of engagements on the go from the AG office, the Ministry of Information as well. But as chairman of this committee and a member of parliament as well, what do you think say right for we as a country with choosing the kind of election we forget 2028?
Well, what I think say right now, we think say right for the country. Now, the country gets its own unique traits them. We look at one thing about Sierra Leone, Dandy, we can't hide them. For the past years, we don't become, I would say, a nation that is so political, we don't become so politically minded. Whether in a positive sense or a negative sense, time will tell. But for choose a better way forward for the country, now, how we perceive Sierra Leone, whose kind of saloon we want? A system wherein we go bring fairness, a system wherein we bring a stable political climate, a system wherein we go make sure say we go inclusiveness, no one left behind. So, and above all, a system we go make sure say the people are well represented.
Which one are that system there?
Now you will all get for agree. So we dey look at them. Let me tell you, we don't use both systems. We don't use first past the post. We don't use proportional representation in a district block. They all be provided for now the constitution, of course, based on certain conditions. I tell you, say, you do look at waiting fit salon. Salon, when you look at we history, war don't lead to fragile democracy, and then we still need for consolidate the peace. So now I make Agida particular, we then call it. And you see, now we get for agree. We for start a meaningful dialogue around that. Both been provided for now we own laws. You talk say things that don't change. There have been emerging issues. So this is the conversation right now. Both they work. We need to make very strong argument which one really fits
between the PR and first past the post. Which one you think say you talk about cohesion, inclusivity, addressing the issue of too much politics. Which one you think say can work better for us as a country?
The PR, as the name suggests, proportional representation, stand a better chance for work well, and I will tell you how. There is no perfect one. There are different types of them. What thing we need for do, we need for try for make sure say we educate people them properly on what it does. Even we politicians themselves, some of we not even know better as far as that is concerned. So I think we really need that. And I don't look at or listen to different discussions going on. I can always try very hard for make a shy away from them because you know what thing do? The public don't always look at APC, SLPP, political ping pong on when it comes to electoral system.
Now, not the biggest beneficiaries.
Yes. No. Well, no.
It's the PR now. That's the small party they're not able to go in parliament.
No, they come. You see, would you look at only one way say the small parties, but it's also they provide for representation in areas then where they've never been before. We can rush for go into the political parties. You understand? You can still have the big political parties, but these big political parties will have representation in areas that they were not represented before. That can also be looked at. When you look at you really did succeed for drag me into this PR discussion. But let me tell you, like I say, I don't listen to the different arguments. The fundamental role of a member of parliament now for make law, provide oversight, and represent. There is no way PR they limit their roles, then they play their roles, then they in the first past the post, and they play in the proportional representation. But then now the level of inclusiveness we are in, PR make it possible for let every vote count. Wherein you get a certain threshold, we attain that threshold, they determine the amount of seats that we get. So in every year, so it left to you how you open up, how you reach out countrywide. Now people can talk about the constituents, the
exactly. People are not happy the member of parliament.
Thank you. When the constitution,
because when you be MP today, the people will be happy.
They come. I know. Trust me, I'm not gonna be the best example because even in the PR, I still did it, and the people then sabi me.
Yeah.
But the constitution not even tell you say you for even stay there. The people then sabi me during the first past the post. The people then still sabi me in the PR. So if you give me as an example, I think say the argument is clear. But one thing we're clear even in the constitution. All members of parliament, they represent all the people of Sierra Leone, regardless of Usaide. Now, let's say even an MP from Falaba, they give you an example. Recently, there was an issue somewhere around the eastern part of Freetown. That issue was championed by an MP from Falaba. We believe, say, the constitution, we can say, if we represent the people of Sierra Leone.
No, school, now they
come. So Monday, in school activities, if you know, they take part, now. But what they also make clear to you now, Western area, for example, will get 16 members of parliament for the whole district. So, outside, and people, they may get one member of parliament to deal with their own constituency. Now they get an opportunity for go to 15 other one day.
Okay. The number don't increase.
Absolutely. So now we'll get for education. How we'll get for work within this framework. It broadened the representation. But what it make could they find that difficult? Maybe someone this APC SLPP business on don't take and say it don't cost me election. How now we go get problem? You understand? It's not go comfortable for Kanto me, but I'm representing him anyway. So I think the proportional representation, having 16 members of parliament in Western area representing the whole Western area, it don't even give that man an opportunity, that man a locoton, an opportunity for even challenge the issue through me. So what you self for do as members of parliament, we'll get for broaden the world. If I be the Sidon Morinton, I can go beyond Morinton.
Yeah.
So I think the more
you make yourself more accessible and visible.
So now make I say we need to forget this education on how we self operate in an era of proportional representation. So if some areas, some certain projects, then the way I don't do well, they will first pass the post now constituency 130. Now I get an opportunity for reach out to a much more bigger population in the Western area where maybe I not been get that opportunity because I was restricted to my constituency. Now I can even go more. Trust me, we don't get constituency development fund. I remember back again is 72,000 leons. You able to use that for developer constituency? Other countries, the way it is, they work well, maybe constituency development for the you get $1.5 million where it be say go then a particular fund where you they work with. Then they go put on your account. But believe me, that particular money they could be used in a way where they designed for make it be used for make it even develop the constituency together with all the one that were involved. Then I believe say the work go reduce on the central
government. Of the ideas of the PR as well, now how you get other political parties them for the inclusivity where you talk about, for possibly maybe get sit in a council or parliament as well. But we see the threshold, make it difficult. Reports don't suggest that. Makes it difficult for smaller political parties.
Well, I was one of those where they be interviewed on that particular hand. So now we look at a system that has worked to some point and how can we better this system. So we did look at the basic advantage we get. So how can we fine tune it to broaden the advantage? But again, you they get a stable political climate when people don't feel left out, but we can also shape how this representation to go. So the argument of people not knowing who their MPs are, today again, I'll say this, Western area, we at the represent, where somebody may feel say it gets one MP now in constituency, it gets 16 people then now for carry a problem then go to.
Yeah, you more accessible because people perhaps know you and
So maybe
can
that
easily-
day not there onto the people and now maybe it day onto we the representatives then now how we function very well in a proportional representation system.
Yeah, I agree on that point. Honorable AKK, Honorable Marie believes say PR is a very good system. We just need for put them in a way where it will benefit the people and benefits the country. You think the same or you think otherwise?
You know, like what you say, in are the wrong person for answer that question. Because historically, me or Uncle Rina and Daddy benefit from the PR system. So they start to enjoy power through the PR system.
So he's a fan, he's a beneficiary.
So
of
he's a beneficiary of the PR system through and through. And in election we win in 2023, now be the PR system. So I not see say at any level. And if you check the constituency where it come out in 2023, the total vote where SNP pulled, where for don't be in your vote, it means if not be forced past the post, he will have not been here today as a member of parliament. So what do you expect of him? He will always tell you, I prefer the PR system. But let me come to this. Democracy is about the will of the people. And those who draft the law of the PR in 2001 did so for a reason. And when they make law, when they do them for address different situations. First past the post is what we have in our constitution. But when it comes to situations where you get like natural disasters, which can happen to any country, where you get like all come under the civil war, it's all we get Ebola and every other thing. These are natural disasters. See, for when we're not able to move, we're not able to do what's necessary, for when we get the first past the post, we can go into a PR system. That's what the law makes provision for. Are we in any of those states currently? Are we in a state of disaster? Are we in a state of war? Are we in a state where we cannot do census and do every other thing we require for whether we do law? This is why, as Third Nation of Water, you say, at a time like this, ECSL for don't give a full calendar. So we're not going to reach a level and go say, oh, because of time, we're not going to do this. No, Lord, we know now. At time like this, Lord, we know from a distance. So we don't get the excuses, then we go to say, oh, we need a PR. Lord, don't, Lord, just complete. You can say. Another one is, you talk about representation. You know, I am sure he's still celebrating now that in area where come on Akambi and Namambolo, they can't get MP directly where resident Namambolo. One of the disadvantages of PR is this. Even when they try for fine-tune and for make it feel like say, oh, Western area gets 16 MPs. I am sure he's more comfortable with the people who go with Namoritong, the people who stay with Namoritong, and he know the problems of Moritong better than if you take an hour for go to Namambela, for go address the issues of the people in Namambela. Democracy is about representing people. I represented an area in Nakambia district in 2018 to 2023, where I know the issues that me constraint they get because I was born there. I didn't born me papa, I didn't born me grandpa. You understand? I know their challenges.
But people want to be MP through the PR system. Now from the areas them where they come
Okay,
from.
let's take for example.
It's not like people when they go pull na the.
I just
perfect strangers.
Okay. Let me tell you this. No, it's not so. Take Western area for example. Let me use Western area as example because this is where everybody is. After you left, is it Congo Water? Also, will get the last MP. I think Texaco coming all the way to Congo Cross Bridge. Within that wide span, they will be get almost 10 MPs. So they not get no reside in MP there.
But MP, they will represent the Western area, that part, the way for cover that area.
Let anyone pardon tell me, say, I don't ever hold meeting in Mount Royal. Let anyone pardon tell me say I don't ever go Frobe, I don't even get a walk na Frobe. Let anyone pardon come and tell me say I don't ever visit Client Town. Let anyone come pardon.
But honorable, the understanding is you are representing a district. You don't need to basically recite, like honorable say, is it that only the MP themselves need education and awareness on
I am talking about
mean?
I am talking about representation.
Yeah, I voted na Kisi, I vote na Shell, new site I vote. I vote for a member, a political party, where for represents me in that area.
That area there.
I don't see person in facely. So picture not been there, the PR system, right? Now the party symbol we they vote for, not a person in face. But the expectation is there will be a MP in this district where will represent me in that area.
Okay. A very good example. You voted for a party. Now, it is easier in terms of representation if you had voted for somebody, like when you school be get issue na Kisi. If you be vote for an MP within and that you get somebody and the community itself get somebody they go to and tell them say we have this problem. But because you voted for a party and you get 16 MP in a Western area, there is no specific person who you they go to. Imagine somebody for pay transportation from Kisi, for come all the way to Moriton to Honorable Mary Conte, for can show in concern where he gets for a gutter with SLI no bill. Imagine the road within at Newcastle. Let me end, please. I give all the opportunity this now. Imagine the road with Paul at Newcastle Street. You understand? My content don't know about because he hardly goes there. But if they get an MP na Kisi, you understand? It will go to SLI on a daily basis because this one they affect not just in people but in CSF. We are not saying in proportional representation you don't represent people. I represent the people of Gambia. You understand? And it means say I am accessible to all of them. But for democracy and for this part of the world where we dey, when I build with democracy, it is better for the people. This is why when the paramount chief then do their consultation, they say the people say they want a first past the post. Why? They live with the people.
Okay.
Correct? When civil society do their own consultation, it come out say the people say they want a first past the post. The only people who do recommendation we say the people who prefer PR, not the political institutions.
Honorable Mary, one interject. The point is, it seems like even with parliament and members of parliament, there needs to be clear understanding of how they represent the people.
Let me tell you, even in first past the post, yeah, I don't want to play the devil's advocate here, but even the first past the post, how many MPs they live in their constituency? Some outside they vote for, I know they live, they don't move go. So outside then they see and for go, ladies complain.
But they not directly say this is not the MP who are voting.
And that is why it is easy to change it.
Hold on. There is parliament, the people's house. We even Maui Komo Kailaun safe. If they can't innocent that they defend MPs. You don't even need to even go to my house.
How many man go
No, but hold on. I just want to tell you
back.
back again, even in the nations them, how many other countries they will even feel say the people that know the MP in us. But they know the office where the MP dey. See, Lord, even who-self as MPs, the Lord try forget this one. Make could do a kind of research or investigation. How many man even doing first past the post?
We live in a constituency.
Yes, and how many say they even go there? Now, let's talk about the key issues then. Are there more autonomy say, I'm not going to know, say, Mabela will get water issues? The things that electricity, water, education, all these are key issues the way they affect who all not the country, who all not the district. You understand? Maybe the need for try for even educate we the leaders them who they represent, maybe how for even representing them people here in this. This now an opportunity for make you touch the lives of different people than at the district. Let we not squander that. Just because we feel say we don't only used to a small set of people we now they are comfortable with. 97 part of 97 of the Constitution, we're representing the people of Sierra Leone, regardless of whose side they even they. Akindenaya, I champion the issue of people then from Kenema. I'm a representative. You can call on me at any time. If you even know Sabi me also, you know Usai, the MPs, then they will know Usai Parliament. They, every time we talk at the people's house. So because of the travel, you know Sabi the MP way they. Now I don't even want to go to the point that even when a day, now the South side they vote for me, I don't even want to talk about the issues where they come before me. But trust me, even when at the day, issues that they come up from some other places are the champion. So let we self know that.
Honorable, as chair of the legislative committee,
yes,
how will they use this opportunity, this kind of conversation we don't begin get to? Because it's very important. If I don't read some comments, them, me and you, to some extent, they agree. Say, Parliament self and members of Parliament need to understand waiting the PR system they're about.
Absolutely.
How do we use waiting they come before we, therefore come before as members of Parliament? How do we use it for get a system where Honorable AKK go agree with, you go agree with, and the people go understand, say, this is proper representation of we in Parliament?
Well, you know, now I want let a third party, like UNASO and some other well-meaning, I know what they say, well-meaning, non-colored civil society organizations and other trusted voices then come into this thing. If APC talk about that, then they say first past the post, now in favor of them. SLPP talk about that, they say now in favor of them. But when you look at all of them, the most important thing, you need a national reach as a party. And proportional representation now the best test for gauge your national reach because it's about national interest. So maybe if UNASEF involved in this discussion and also guide who they represent the people and say, no, you don't represent a particular district now. Not just you don't at the small corner. Let we they go. Let we they mix with the people from there. Let we make yourself, you understand, accessible. You go, you understand, we work with other bodies them with the around the district for make sure say you reach out. Take for example, most of the time I can come DHMT meeting, district health management meeting at Kleintown. When they talk about things, then they talk about the health issues within West Urban District. So are they even get to know about certain things? So who say for know how for represent people them in this new era? I think that's missing. So even sometimes we argument self about this. It's about.
But what's clear is there's already a position. The ruling party, to some extent, gets a position, thinks and believes say PR system is better for us, and the opposition, they push away from that.
But now you want your representatives, you understand, or you think about a political party who forgets that national reach. I want to come to something where maybe things don't change a whole lot in the world they live in. There are so other many countries where they practice proportional representation. They're not the practice and because they may get war or this or that, you understand? Maybe we own the introduction of farm, it come up during the time of face that particular crisis. But not necessarily mean say it always has to be those conditions. We also need to get and clear because always our arguments say we've been get time they be introduced and it could
after
be
the war.
Yes, after the war. But trust me, after the war, now so many things then go for even come up in the first place. So its first introduction might be after the war because of the circumstance. But again, as we they grow, there is also need, even regardless of the war situation, because there are other countries also, then they do not because they've been get war, but because it's also a way of bringing people together, participatory democracy, understand inclusiveness, national cohesion, and a stable political climate.
Honorable, the point is, you know, even Cambia, I remember there was a by-election where one small young boy died. Today they will not get anybody, they don't hold anybody accountable for that day. One of the arguments is the PR system don't prevent we from going into by-elections, save costs, and save we from the plenty violence and fight for field seats them, you know, in different places.
A stable political climate.
Exactly. Is that not a good part of the PR system?
Before I come to that, let me make something clear. Maribi talk about people know side the MP they work. With the exception of we na chairman, tell me how many MPs get office in parliament. And MPs don't have offices in parliament. And we have sitting MPs. I call them sitting MPs. They come to parliament when there is a seat. When we get sitting, we sitting all day. They don't go there because they have to spend their whole day sitting in the canteen, which is in some of the parliament who don't visit, including me, you find out say we are far behind. So when you talk about, oh, we are all in Western area, we are representing the people know where they can get us in parliament. The question back comes to them, how many MPs get office in the parliament? Now only chairman of committees and very few leaders get offices. Again, they talk about the issue of knowing the people, the place they open up. I want nobody to tell me now first past the post or by election they count violence. Not to by election make them born the money Osnabrück 91 way in internal SLPP elections.
But you agree during by-elections will they get violence?
No, let me say. Internal party elections of the SLPP, houses were bombed, people were killed, violence happened. So it means say whether there is a first past the post, whether there is proportional representation, violence they happen. In Bo, for example, even though Nabi PR leading to election, our party office was bombed. Somebody was killed for us in Magboroka. We had a situation in which violence happened against the party all over the country, even when it was PR. My argument is, you can have a first past the post. If you want to get an hybrid, no problem. And if you think democracy is expensive, try any other form of electoral system. For me, all over the world, I know democracy is not cheap because it has to do with the choice of the people. And because democracy has to do with the choice of the people, allowing the people to come up and speak on who represent them is very important. So the issue of saying money or no money is not even important. But what I say here is this. Let we allow the people forget total control on who they elect. He has said people in the way they vote for even a Western area when they stay in the constituency. Let me tell you what the advantage is. I know of that situation when I be in a particular constituency in a Western area, when the MP move. Even before they done in term, the people make it clear say we are going to vote him out. So in that situation, the people have control over who represent them. In a PR system, if I am elected from Cambia, and I don't care about the people for 5 good years, as long as I am in the good books of the party puts me number 1, there's always going to be a situation when they come back in the parliament. So the people component is what has been removed. You're talking about political tensions, not
exactly. During election, in by-elections, we don't see them. We see them in Western area, we see them in Cambia,
Let me tell you something about electoral violence. Most of the one you don't state. The one that 110 under Caddy Davis, 110, yes. 2, to be told, as we speak, because people are not being tried for political related violence cases, you understand? They make electoral violence a thing of a kind of practice. That one when them broke them box then now 110. It was done by a sitting minister of government at the time, Cabinet Kalon. What happened? Nothing. Even when people the videos them come out, nothing was done. The situation will lead to the young boy then kill Masuntuna Tonkolimba Ahmed. Nobody has been tried. Until and unless we get situations where people are being tried for electoral related violences, you understand? Nobody will stop committing violence. It is not the form of political system where they lead to violence. Violence by political parties and political actors are not determined by elections. Let me say this. In a PR system, if you want to create a situation where you be violent, you can be violent. In a first past the post, if the person is violent, he's violent. Even in internal party democracies, if the person is violent, he's violence. So violence not going to be a means for say, oh, because violence will happen at 110, violence. We had elections, other by-elections.
But because we know they get by-elections again, we know they get first. But what thing I want to ask quickly, Honorable, how do we depoliticize this conversation and not make them APC versus SLPP? Because what you get right now is the SLPP have their position. They believe PR is perfect, it's best, now go with, and una they say otherwise. How do we get to a common ground? We'll go understand, say, let's maybe have hybrid system what's good for the people? How the people can come into this conversation?
Okay, it has been that conversation has been done already. In fact, for me, it has been concluded. Go look at it and in team go out and say the people say na PR they want. The paramount chiefs who are not members of parliament, who are not members of political parties, came and said their people want to force past the post. The CSOs who are not politicians came back and say the people want the force past the post. So you have two recommendations against one. This was not the APC, because we own position has always been we want a force past the post. Reason, it gives direct mandates to the people to elect, and the people can hire and fire. If Nalamana I don't talk to then people in Akisi think say no, these people want somebody to go talk to, they can't meet you. We had a situation where the people come to meet you and say we want you to represent us. But now even if the people come and meet you say we want to represent you, it is at the prerogative of the party for even list you up. He knows very good MPs who were in SLPP. Let me learn this. Very good MPs who were in the SLPP at the time. You understand? Take Koyo for example, Nafrobe. Take Sama Sandina Bo. You understand? Because it's a PR system, it was left to the party to list them up. I cannot list my in himself at number 7. I did not be in the PR. Then I put other MPs already number 1, number 2, number 3 now Western area. But in a PR system, it is left to the party. The party determines,
So
not the people.
So what is clear is we already have a position. Even before this conversation can at parliament, we already don't get position them. Honorable Maria, as if they take note, you go react to them. But they ask this again. How does the people feature in this conversation? Una as members of parliament, how Una self go take the conversation them to the community, to the people them, and get data about what people they want, so we go be informed where the lawyer go come before Una the kind decision Una will take.
You see, the people then get their own problems, but we the politicians themselves have a bigger problem. Now, if you ask me how we go depoliticize or go, we then call them tension, yeah, it's also how we educate our people. You know, you self can notice that the tension working there, even at the media houses, them, now that tension they can be translated to even the people themselves with the questions they wouldn't they come. So from now on, I want to make would try. Desmond Tutu say, let us not raise the voice, but let us improve our argument. When we improve our argument on key issues, the people go understand better. And if the NCCA will even able begin get healthy political debates and putting them right at the middle of their discussion here, then they begin see reason for trust to back. First of all, they not trust APC, SLPP discussions then, because then they can say it's too political. But now we
don't get position them already before
fine,
even on account.
fine. I make earlier on I tell you say maybe we not go be the right people, but then I get problem with maybe colored CSOs. Like I tell you, we know people with the but make a come to something now. The MP's offices, Usai we did today, is better than Usai we been there 5, 10, 15 years back. You understand? We don't even see, even with the, let we learn first of all for even make do with what's available until we get what we want. Let that not restrict to representation. At any point in time, where the people manage rich way, not the people's house. Trust me, doing the people's work, if na cancer for work, can't team up will talk. Adede, you don't see me. Whether we sit down, without team up. Yes, it's comfortable for us sit down. But we able locate me, would they able discuss? Then they let we move from there.
The MPs and get office or office and only?
I say, Usai we day now is much more better than Usai we day 5, 10, 15 years ago in terms of offices.
Okay.
Yes, not to all man get.
No, they explain that better.
No, at the camp, even before chairman themselves not been get. I'll give an example. Even as chairman legislative committee, the 5th parliament, you understand not being. But I not can give as an excuse say stop me for doing my work. We don't have to come here sometimes and then there are things that we can manage. There are certain things that we self not even get now. But we're not going to say, you know, bring out the news today because this mic not the work. We they try to make use of what's available. It is a serious concern. where I believe say progress don't dey, but we need to do better.
Okay.
In terms of that. But again, you can still find us there. We do the people's work. But we can go hold meetings in certain places. Sometimes we can even get stand-up meetings. I'm just saying. So, the people then they hire and fire. They talk bodandi. At the same time, if they vote for the party, that party in representative Naya not do well, the people then will think, say, okay, I'm not born and glued to this party, but if this other party in representative they do well, or this party we then call make out. You see, the political there is not something like that kind of political birthright. You understand? We get sometimes in such areas who says that sense of entitlement, that sense, okay, now we grown this and we then call. We don't move this debate now to what we deliver to the people. If your brother not able to deliver this, but your friend able to deliver them, you need for make progress. Let we go before. Now we talk about how we go get the people in all of this discussion.
It's important.
So I tell you, so let the people then choose now. If whose system so far don't help we give the relative peace we want, the system will create the opportunity for inclusiveness, the system will create the opportunity for a wider participation. Now, so I really begin all them things then they make we look at them. But then here they make them all available, then system here available now the constitution. One started by a particular condition, but not necessarily means say that condition they get for exist throughout. Why make they can review the constitution now? Because so many things don't change. The introduction have been because of a war. But then now, even countries that will not ever get into war, they don't, because they say there's some good thing in it. It talk about say maybe something will get for even for make some, because you get sat inside and they will be say then you get a mixed system. Let's see what works for us. Trust me, democracy in Sierra Leone and democracy in America get for be different. Yes, but democracy gets the thing, the universal.
Government of the people and by
you
the
understand.
people.
So what thing they happen now? What democracy works for us, taking into consideration with political, religious, and regional background.
But how do we depoliticize that? That
So
is the
we start
question.
by depoliticizing our conversations. Interestingly, from all on the you understand all the examples we me brother Guy. Interestingly, na my brother Guy. You're not even Guy from my own party, a Guy on my own side. But throughout, I've refused. I don't make me argument, you understand, but I don't make me arguments. Let look like APC, SLPP, political ping pong. Let we talk on the issues. Let people see whose side they identify. So we'll start by shaping our conversations. Because the people then they listen to we and then they able know. I don't want it. Even in my last presidential debates, I say we'll not gain anything for can talk say na so APC been do, na so SLPP they can do now. Whose side is don't left Sierra Leone. So now make when I even there, I they talk about say you say waiting me want. I say waiting we want. Now myself could get for want, and how they shape the conversation and go determine how people they participate in this conversation and understand until we take them to the south.
Yes, so take some comment. Quickly, Honorable AKK. We get a lot of comment them and question we are allowed to take quickly.
Okay. Firstly, talk about the office space. You know, we bring this to the public because it's talking about the people get signed for meet the MPs. And I am saying, get any of you reporter on a non-sitting day. If you go parliament, you will get less than 20% of the MPs on that waiting day. So imagine somebody will get an emergency case with the health, any of the hospital, then we can have parliament for talk to any MP. You know, we'll get an MP maybe from that district. We also talk about inclusivity. I don't think saying PR no more don't give inclusivity. Under the first past the post, SFP win seat na Lombly, na Western area. They win na Aberdeen. APC win seats na Kailaon. We get independent candidates from Kailaon. We get independent candidates from Pujang. We get independent candidates from, 2 independent candidates from Kailaon under the first past the post. In Cambia, we get NGC, we win day under the first past the post. In Cambia, we don't get SFP representation day under the first past the post. So the argument of inclusivity under the PR, not tenable at all, because even in first past the post, you understand? We don't get parties winning in different regions. Under the first past the post, APC don't win consistently for 15 years sit na Moyamba. This is in the South. So you don't use inclusivity for mean what you define.
Okay.
Inclusivity means, say, each political party will get representation. There has never been an election in Sierra Leone where APC not get representation at each region. We've had representation in each region, whether it's PR, whether it's constituency based, or first past the post. So where is this inclusivity?
Let's take then comment here quickly. This one from Joe B. Bangali Jr. say, even in the first world, not all MPs have offices in their parliament, but at their constituency. Even if they don't have offices, they'll be having regular surgery in community halls, where they will meet the people and listen to the people's concern. Another one say, okay, it's Joe Bangali say, Honorable have been volleyball player. It's in our Olgo school and St. Edwards. He's in been good volleyball player. While listening to our politicians from both parties, I reach a critical conclusion. They're primarily deceiving the people. There is a lack of honesty in their discussions, and the citizens of Sierra Leone are not at their center of their concerns. Another one say, in PR system, the voters don't have any rights or decision making. Whether the MP work or not is only answerable to the party. The challenges are first past the post. Many votes are wasted. Smaller parties and minorities are underrepresented. Regional ethnic voting dominates. Proportional representation, PR offers fair representation, but requires transparency, legal backing, and institutional support. Mr. Lamgana, we the people of Waterloo, not even know we MP, so that automatically make PR system the worst system. This other one say Sierra Leone's democracy is at a critical juncture. The 2023 elections reveal gaps in trust, fairness, and representation. The tripartite recommendations provide an opportunity to strengthen democratic governance by selecting an electoral system aligned with Sierra Leone's social diversity and democratic aspirations. My point is, we want to vote for our MPs directly. People know them, people can relate to them and hold them accountable. It is easier to rig and manipulate an election with the proportional representation system. The system was used in 1991 and 2023, but failed woefully. This other one says, we are still struggling with democracy, and we are talking about PR system for an underdeveloped nation like Sierra Leone. There is one thing I have observed about we Sierra Leoneans is that we only support something because we are benefiting from it. Members of Parliament, please come to your constituencies and communities and start speaking to the people about the electoral system and democracy they want. Don't just assume everyone is APC or SLPP. This other one say the core issue is under the first past the post system. Many votes are wasted. Here have been already done. The Justice Moisamba say this is really not something to be labored about on, because we all know that even in the first past the post, MPs don't go to their constituents, and some even collect constituency development funds and don't implement them. The final one where I would take say Honorable Conte, even the first past the post parliamentarian has nothing to write home about with their constituents. Like Una say, you know, the issue about trust, about engagement, they come out and have conversation there. How much MPs them? Waiting I really want to discuss. This Tiweka for Cantona definitely. How much do we, Honorable Marie, start them conversation there now with constituencies, them all town halls, meetings collectively, and unable to collect data and understand what the people want, we go shape whatever decision I get for take as members of Parliament.
Well, maybe let's start for still to people or Lord, they see people frequently. Very important. Trust me, commander on that particular side, you understand, because most of the talk, they go, they say they go Cambia, and of course Cambia na my own district as well. But then of course, me no go talk Ade na my own constituency and the other areas there. I'm one of the few. You see me sit down right in front of me most of the time. When you get issue, they bring and come to me. But maybe let's talk something back again, maybe something people don't go like that. Even when we didn't have constituencies here, some discussions them. Yeah, now we did even initiate them. When we did it, you no go and know the request they meet you on a daily basis. Not to for even develop the community or even develop the country.
Yeah.
It's personal. It is personal. But waiting PR they even bring for sure say, if we come together as MP then for lobby for certain things, it go even save we from some of these personal requests. Now this na frank talk we get forget.
Yeah.
Let the people then know waiting our own role. Trust me, even when we talk within our own role, sometimes they deliberately refuse for say.
But when you campaign as well, you tell these people
No,
things they
well-
want to go
well,
do.
I'll tell you. Hold on. I don't need for talk about that now. So I get a very good record on that because the advantages are even they na my community.
Yeah.
So I know I'm put any other MPs on the spot for that. But I know how I conduct my campaign. Maybe I'm one of the very few where even during elections, I take a whole screen. I not only tell my story, I show my story. May 31st, 2023, na Pachanga field na coal farm. I say, una be send me for go do work. Na the work this way I go do. Some of them una look at ayanda. But the question they ask now, with elections, is it really a contest of real ideas or na a contest of who side you belong, who that you comfortable with? This is another discussion. I go do something when a development in certain area. So man know they appreciate it as development because me know they wear the same colors. Plain fact. We also get for talk this frank talk.
Yeah.
People only determine what's in a development because in your company, the policy way or the party way it they support do one. You want to talk about say we promise you they go pull nado? Trust me they go pull nado. I'll tell you even this weekend, I attend Muslim dinner, I attend Christian choir service. You understand? I attend some other kind of community gatherings. I go to markets. So I no can talk about myself. But maybe we the representatives are now for be new leaders in this new era of responsibility for help shape the thinking of our people. We say no, now we don't make the discussion don't become so difficult.
Yeah.
Maybe we have to remodel ourselves, you understand, set the pace in terms of how we represent, let the people then begin understand, say, if we can have a normal discussion in parliament, we can have a normal discussion in our communities. Now, they self get a role for play. We all get for work together. We get a bigger role because they don't choose we for represent them. But who self go back again to them say, no, this one I don't think we can even shape them so.
As chairman of the legislative committee, you want to assure the public say whatever comes to una in them decision there we get for make, we definitely get for make them, whether it's the constitution, the type of election we want, it will be inclusive and the people go directly involved in whatever go shape the conversation or decision we go come out of.
Well, for me, not just a continuation of what we always don't do as a committee, because apart from just the legislative committee, other members of parliament can participate in the committee scrutiny. And I'll tell you, the Honorable AKK, now a very active member in that particular process there. And of course, any other thing we will get for do, if we don't do them for maybe smaller legislation, we will make sure say we do them for a legislation where it be say they draw everybody attention. So we did it before, and I strongly believe that we'll do it again.
Honorable AKK, you already commented, maybe they ask about trust and in involving the people in their conversation they are. How do we shape them, say, you know, be APC versus SLPP, be about what the country wants, and we not get the election again, we begin get tripartite and begin sit down for think about which kind of election we forget. How do we make it national?
It's simple. Firstly, I still repeat, they say, we don't get the Paramount Chief's recommendation. These are the people we actually live with the people in the communities. And these are leaders, these are lifetime leaders. They've said their people want a first past the post. You don't get them from CSOs. I like in terminology this morning, it's a look for non-colored CSOs. I know we don't say CSOs and they will get colored. So again, we have to trust people and we have to trust institutions. one thing come out very clear this morning, it don't shock me. One of the messages you do somebody sent from Waterloo, you don't even know who that they represent in Waterloo. I will tell you, within Waterloo community no more, you get about 4 MPs with it. But within the people they call on for non-ownership. I vote for Lamoanaba, I go parliament, is supposed to do A, B, C, D, E, F. I'll give you an example of what happened in of that story of the MP Namoyamba, where the people say, oh, you have not done well for us for this period of years, and therefore we think so you forgo now. But if na peer, you understand, as long as the party give a ticket, then put them in a position where favorable na the list, it will keep representing them people and he knows it, and I know say we people they vote mostly, we're not for shy away from this, on party lines. They don't want to know who the representation is. But in the first past the post, it don't be proven. Now many areas, let me learn. I know it's how they say. It don't be proven that Lumley, we over the years we don't always say Lumley was an APC dominated constituency. But when the people get an issue with the MPWBDD, they voted for Honorable Tawa. If you check the result of the presidential candidate and that of the MP, you find out say we had huge difference in terms of presidential votes. People voted for the presidency of the APC in 2018 more than the way they vote for the MP, because they had an issue with the MP at the time. It happened Usai Sharif Rahman Koka Day, Aberdeen. Yeah. They voted for Sharif Rahman Koka. That was an APC constituency all through the elections. Even when it was in 1996, they would get huge vote. It happened na Kailaun to Kusai Quintin win. That was a deep-hearted, it was a sitting MP where Quintin contested with as an independent candidate. Though the people vote on party lines, but when the MP in question no meet the threshold of expectation, then they pull them. Yeah. So we don't get the people like in Cambia, you understand? Who's a big contest? And Scorpion at the time, Naton Kolimba, we won under APC. But when the people come to Cambia Center and they say, no, the MPWBD did not do well for us, or the APC symbol is not our choice, they voted SLPP, NGC. But when you check the presidential votes in Cambia, that elections, we get more votes in terms of presidential. So, in as much as we believe so, we people they vote in party lines, so we also not think say they are so dumb to the point that they will know an MP will not meet their threshold. They voted them each region. Don't show a case say if you give us a bad MP under the first past the post, we can change them. But under the PR system, when at the party they determine, you understand? If I go Cambia now, I talk careless to me people, I not care. I go na me compound, somebody want to talk to me, I lock them out panam, I behave rudely to me people. As long as I get connections to the party, I able win lower level elections when I just small people they vote when I about 40. They vote for that one day. I can't the party secretariat, me last night do a party, it puts me number 1. All them people will elect APC. If I say I know they go campaign safe. All the other one they will fight 2 to 6, then go campaign because they will say they need for camp parliament. As long as they vote for the one, then they will popular. With the people elect. You get and they can't parliament. So it's a situation where we disenfranchise the choice of the people. The people of Mambolo voted in the last election over 1 million. But what's happened to them? Had it not been for the death of Anes Dua, they would have never had a representation. So we are saying, yes, what people call vote wasting, you understand, in democracy, it happen. So you want to say, the one that we vote number 1, the one that get we not reach the threshold, they vote then they no count for the people who vote for elections. No, they count. Okay. But in democracy, there is always a winner. And because I not win election in a particular constituency, you win. No means say the people no go count to me when there is a concern. And if there is a concern and count to me, but me not in a parliament, but if I get a representation in a parliament from a political party, I can talk to them. We get people with the Kenima, we contest for APC, we not win. When concerned, the people go meet them at Kenima, they communicate to us. And that is why I was able to go to the Kenima government hospital and video the toilet facility and make the world know say it was out of use.
Honorable, how important the people be in this conversation to you? Quickly.
In fact, for sure how important the people in there, I will give just one quick recommendation. I know for now, with the establishment of Truth Media and other online platforms, it gives the people direct access for get information. Do ya? Just like I do for the fight against Kush. If now 1 week or even 2 days, just get the PR conversation in which now you and the people open phone line, let the people get
How ourselves jointly go hold town halls? How jointly can you hold town halls?
Let me say this. When you talk about town halls, sincerely as it is now under the PR, it's going to be a very expensive situation for MPs. He might not want to say it. If he has to hold meeting in Moriton now for educate people, or Agona Masungbala for educate people on the PR, I am going to places where another for rent of hall. I guess I don't build hall. I guess I don't build schools where I go in. I get town. The usage between me and the chief, them I go able to call them. But if I am living there now to go to Mambolo, you understand? Me usage with the people is very limited. Let's don't hide away from this. It means I have to rent halls. I have to use this. Very expensive for manage.
No, the point here is like how some of the arguments not really tenable. When the need arise, na in talk and it go kenema. They go help solve a problem. You understand? Again, carefully when it talk about people voting on party lines.
And a lot of people don't say that and agree on that this morning. How do we break that?
You understand? So, even the role of a member of parliament, will still get for hammer this now the people is. Because how people determine a good or bad MP, how many times do they even know whether the person they help for make law? Almost every MP, they contribute for make laws. Almost every MP, they engage in oversight. Almost every MP, they represent at different levels. But again, would they shy away from a discussion? Will people then gauge for determine how the MP they work? Now, Usai go build the gutter, Usai go call the pump. Between you and I, now the MP work down there.
Yeah, but the MP
oh, hold on.
Not to the MP work.
I they come.
Yeah. But you self agree, say where people like you want power.
Again, I they come.
Yeah.
The point is, not to everybody campaign in that particular way there. So let we know, when we generalize things, let we go to what you get right for, go hold the person for.
But if the person make them clear to me, like how you say you the campaign.
In most cases, trust me, I don't feel say MP do go campaign say, I dey go on all pronado.
Honorable, you know,
I dey come.
I agree with you.
I know, still say MP would they say, you understand, una send all una marriage request to me, MP no do campaign so. But so man, now in area, you go don't go fix pump there.
Yeah.
But because you not support a married, now then they the whole against you. So we give for talk back again, waiting at the reality.
No, I totally agree.
So
we need a mindset change.
The thing is fine. We need the mindset change.
Yeah.
So some of our politicians, they're not saying that so the public still they think will they continue for make use of this mixed kind of thoughts in eyes of the public.
Yeah.
So we get for be the people then get for be frank with we. What's ever get for be frank? We get for meet each other halfway.
Yeah.
What's are the expectations?
Finally, Honorable, while we end with this conversation on the request from the president, so I don't start the conversation on power sharing or extending power, considering how we can get cabinet and public service into this. The president say it's a conversation that we should start. And with all waiting to happen, so it's something that might come under the PR or it might be recommended. Now, something when I don't start the conversation on, I don't see the Speaker of Parliament repeatedly don't they talk about Dande, sometimes, and waiting at the conversation.
Well, the president say, let us engage in a meaningful dialogue. That word meaningful is stand out. It go difficult for la determine what's meaningful for somebody else and what's not meaningful for me. But let me make something clear. Proportional representation, because me just to make my own contribution to this one for today. Proportional representation, an electoral system. Yeah? And even what in the presidency, it talk about proportional representation to the executive. Even the one, if you go to the exact line, I not even feel say, it even talk say the public service, but people don't bring and candy.
I think he mentioned.
No,
he mentioned.
I think it's the executive. So it depends how we broke down the executive. So the meaningful dialogue now, how we go shape The thought is a proportional representation to that arm of government. The exact line there. You understand? So there is no way they go mean public service, because one of the things that we even in that particular speech of the president by the talk say a chapter there will be dedicated to the public service. So automatically then they don't cover that aspect. Maybe the executive arm go be dealt with. So proportional representation now an electoral system. Power sharing with people they react right now in different ways, to me own understanding, is a political agreement, is a governance arrangement. You understand? Are they the same? No. Are they related? Yes. Because PR can support power sharing, because it creates the opportunity for other parties, they part of the governance, then of course you share power within that term. But how will they do it? Now that's the discussion for day. So is it by how you do say you get 30% of the votes now, you understand, they determine 30% of the votes total will determine 30% of the seats that they get. So this is something we'll get for look at. A clear in the parliamentary angle. So is it that the 30 or the percentage from the presidential elections, you know, that percentage will get for determine how it will be done? These are all things that will get for come up in that meaningful discussion. So right now I think we'll all just jump about everything, but we'll get for put all kind of thoughts and opinions the way they come, we'll put her into the table and see what thing will work for we. And I believe say if we not go work for back again, then discussion then they that meaningful dialogue they go point out back again to them, because it say let we start a meaningful dialogue. In all this. So the meaningful dialogue will determine the outcome of that particular discussion day.
So in your position, you think, extending PR into the executive maybe could help with national cohesion? And
well, in fact, somebody been talk something say, when an electoral system at this country, we go for take into consideration the social diversity, I don't remember the exact words, but the social diversity and the democratic of the country. And I talked earlier on what works well for Sierra Leone, taking into consideration.
I just don't see waiting President say. Let's just read and quick.
Yes.
Say, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, as leaders entrusted with the nation's future, it is our solemn duty to champion political reforms that unite rather than divide. To this end, we must reignite a meaningful dialogue on adopting proportional representation, not only within parliamentary elections, but extending into the makeup of the executive branch and the wider public sector. You think, Sedande, if the president guides, it could help with national cohesion, and the speaker sometimes when they talk about winners take it all, you know, the way one party win and they appoint every other side and every other side. The argument has been maybe you will get inclusivity. You get people from APC be part of the executive and public service as well.
You know, what you make with a struggle for do that will get that sense of political entitlement in this country, thinking that you understand this particular birthright, Namiton and everything. These are very simple discussions. Also, all get that one mind for represent the people. You understand, it don't really matter. Maybe I get a different makeup because I've grown up all part of this country. I don't see tribe. I don't see, just imagine I'm parent from Port Loko in Cambia, born and raised in the western area. I go school na Cambia, I go school na Makeni, I go school na Daru, I go school na Bo, I live na Kenema. And so maybe that my own orientation they make and not see tribe we make the angle where people in the see in different discussions, you understand, I know the same. But the most important thing, again, any system gets in your flaws, but it gets in your advantage as well. So, which system gives the bigger advantage of national cohesion? It talk earlier on say, even national cohesion, they in first past the post. So, look, gauge the level of national cohesion, we first pass the post they give, and we PR they give. I don't want to go into, I don't deliberately shy away from the women's representation aspect, where the PR don't
achieve. Yeah, the president mentioned that. Yeah.
We don't achieve. Because now I think I say if we don't the sinking. Because if we even talk about a mixed system. They are side and the way you get the PR backed by first past the post and also backed by reserved seats for even ensure that inclusiveness. But again, would they gauge the level? All first past the post PR, they all get national cohesion, they all get inclusiveness. But look, gauge whose one gets more national cohesion past the other will fit the social diversity of Sierra Leone. They all get the same thing, but whose one in your pass?
Before choose. Honorable AKK, we for start the conversation, are ready for start the conversation or pass sharing?
Interestingly, I still ask the question, how did we get to this point where we talk about national cohesion? Are we losing anything? Because, Lamrana, you've been a journalist way back, your journey in the face of the camera from Star TV. And at that time to date, we never get a situation of the 10 years of either Pakaba or Aneskoma who thinks we don't reach to the point where we don't divide and we don't scatter the country that we need a power sharing for you get away all as politicians. No. What I need to do is, you're here, there is liberty, there is unity broadcasting. Within the same area with now mutual respect, mutual understanding. What about we on the political class where we get ASM for meet? We meet in parliament on a daily basis. Whether it is PR or not, our relationship is cordial, right? So the truth is, you ask yourself, what is this much talk about political cohesion? Is there anything anybody has done where it is smelling for, say, oh, we have done these people so much hurt that we need for things to all for come together and work together now? No. In democracy, not just role plays. You are the executive, you win the presidency, give the president the opportunity to appoint people who are comfortable with who they work with. Let the opposition hold them accountable and see them as opposition. When we talk on national issues, we bring national issues for the interest of every other person. If you think the opposition is bringing up an issue meaningful, you have meaningful conversation. That is national cohesion. You think the opposition is bringing up an issue where gets security implication, you bring them to the table. Una sit down, una talk. Me think say one way for build national cohesion, now building regular engagement. We see that one day, like in 2007 after the election. Remember the attack, the police attack on the SFP office.
Yeah.
President Koma Waka go down there. You understand? Incessive, we meet to the SFP.
Well, if President Biosef, the cities now say this is something I think that's cool. Unite
It
us.
is difficult.
Because one thing where the speaker don't they say is, and one thing we all don't they agree and discuss, is the party, winner takes it all tendency. Who that win and gets everything. I need for decide on everything.
Let's imagine this. Let's imagine this, Lamrana. And this is where the risk is. We've all called for a honest conversation today. Even when we get an SLPP regime, yeah, take the Sagat ETSA with the then Minister Kanja. The money was collected by the Ministry of Finance in the one port system, not to the minister responsible. Money was not given to the minister to pay the car power ship. There was a breakdown in the energy sector. Who was blamed? The minister. Correct? So imagine I bring in SLP people into my cabinet and I don't give them resources to perform. And I not go and let them perform in my cabinet because if they perform, this is just basic politics.
Okay.
You stagnate them not for perform because if they perform, it come as credit to their own party. So you stagnate them not for perform, and at the end of the day, you say because I count in our SLP people look, they don't come put in my cabinet. What we are saying is, whether it was the Pakaba regime, Pakaba was president. When he went from NASIT, the chairman of the NASIT and then Anes Kuruma, right? It works that way. When Anes Kuruma took over office in 2007, for almost 60 months, the SLPP ministers were still in cabinet with him. You still had the people, the ambassadors. Some might even work for up to 2 years with President Kuruma. My problem is, what we need for change, the culture we need for change. Not to the winners take all.
You intend for get a meaningful dialogue on this as a president's request?
Well, yes, why not? We will get a meaningful dialogue, but the truth of the matter is, what would they call on the president first for do? You know, in the 8 years of President Bio, I will say this with no hesitation. He has created so much fluid, so much tension with the
Well, not
opposition
self as
party.
opposition, don't create tension.
No, we have not. We have not. We have not. We have not.
You have at some point.
You get to remind me of the things that we don't do when you go refer to us say, these are the issues that we don't create.
Well, there's been political tension from both sides.
I'll tell you why. No.
Now, then they could get tripartite. If there was no political tension,
The tripartite, the tripartite and the political tensions, are two different things. The tripartite is born out of the election result we neck pool.
So we went into
But
that
it
election.
goes beyond addressing issues that are unique.
But we went into that election with huge political tension.
Where did it start? This is where we know for shy away from we immediate history.
Yeah.
In 2007, an Escoma take over power. There was a commission of inquiry set up. Then I think I'm glad you get Sylvia on that one. The one he explained that the Witambayo. They were there in the commission of inquiry. Everything was done. The report was laid bare to the president, and investigations were done here and there. At that time, when the investigation began gone, nobody was arrested, nobody was molested. President Bill took over power in 2018. Even before the conclusion of the commissions of inquiry, we had the all chances of the then chief minister. Say, na Limbaman, Timniman, then they loot the country. Those were unfortunate statements made.
Yeah. But it was the same President Bio who called a team of APC people and set up a team for go right across this country for engage and reduce the tension.
Thank you.
So always
let me say this. That tension where we talk about for reduce now be the post-election of 2018.
Exactly.
When it was done, let me tell you, well, this is where I say we're not for shy away from we immediate past history. A commodity, the people will go around with the SFP team for reduce the tension. As they come that very weekend, the Friday, about 3 of them were arrested and put to CID. So imagine they say, let me go talk to me. People say, oh, reduce the political tension. They are come for no good reason. And in fact, at that point of history, now they tell them they arrest people and they lock them up for 3 days, 4 days na CID, and they release them. At the end of the day, nothing was found on them.
What is
you reach to the point where the president they tell me.
What is clear is between una two political parties there. We've had so much political tension in this country. We may think, say, may opinion, which we as young people, here is an opportunity for a review of the constitution.
Correct.
We might have a referendum.
Correct.
We all want this country. The bottom line, one of the things that we all share, is that we want this country for change.
Of course.
We want to live better for we all.
Of course.
For we begin them.
Of course.
Waiting una they look up to, which then laws there we get for come. Whether an amendment, whether an constitutional review, whether an referendum, waiting now on your expectation as opposition party.
You cannot get our expectations now because let us start this morning where I can say we want the Attorney General to give us what we expect in the amendments. If we don't know, if a lot of begin assure you say, oh, we expect this, we expect that, we expect that, they expect this from we, expect this from we, when we have not seen what is coming up. Okay. Because
what you know they look forward to?
We're looking up for a transparent process in the constitutional review amendment. We're looking for a transparent electoral systems reviews. We look up for a transparent 2028 elections because political tensions are not born with them born one picking a corner out, that picking and they can create the tension. No, they are created, they are born when fairness is not done in elections. When you get the police or the military doing situations that could happen with party office go fire there, nobody has been called to account. These are the issues where naturally they breed political tension. Okay. So we are saying simple. Let's have a fairness of the process. What would I recommend as political parties who all don't agree to? Let us implement them in the tripartite recommendations. Don't have a situation where one party gets more representation than the other parties and you tell us we are implementing. Okay. Don't cherry pick the recommendations for mean waiting only comfortable for you. Okay. Bring the recommendations we will work for everybody and for the interest of Sierra Leone. One person said recently, he said presidency, political party leadership comes and go, but Sierra Leone remains the same.
Definitely.
In some other countries, the old political parties don't exist again, and new political parties don't exist. Maybe there will come a time where then two political parties might not exist, but are not thinking at the shortest time. But you will get Sierra Leone for continue for exist. So let we make laws today. We go stand the test of time. Let us learn from our history, our immediate history, and our 11-year-old war. We don't happen as alone and reach a conclusion. Say, let's don't do it because we are in power. Not a power sharing. Now we were like accident this year. Most people I don't see the support power sharing. When people for me it's selfishness. You want us to encap the people, keep the people of Ebola and now Aleko win. If na SFP win, they appoint you. AKK no, if na APC win, they appoint you. So we get a convergence of wicked people against the people.
Honorable Mari, waiting the public for expect. You're chairman of the legislative committee. We dey look forward to them things here. We don't start the conversation. Waiting the public for expect formula.
Well, first of all, I want to prepare the minds of the public. If we take 11-year war history, law remove that you wouldn't call revenge now mine. Yeah? All the here they do so we can get the best laws, the best people. But we'll get certain things that we unwritten will still hold. Revenge, grudges. You understand? And they say this now an open surgery they do. Because all the here now simple thing, but because of the things the way we get. We want to prove a point. You say something. We're not a new generation of game changers where they set the political agenda for the future. Now we get for look at some of them here and say, down with it. Because they did it, we are going to do it. Somebody get for be the bigger man here and say, let we turn a new page. How would they turn a new page? As leaders, we don't only lead by example, we lead by good example. I want to mark this one. Because sometimes the examples that we set, or some people set in some leadership corners, it is below the belt. So, we lead by good example and shaping then discussion here. Back and forth, no don't help we, and no go get for help we. But as young people them, whose kind of Sierra Leone we will want to see? There will be no proper development if we're not able to consolidate that piece. You talk about, say, we're 11-year history. So what you will learn from that again? You go Rwanda, then get a popular saying, say, never again. But now the country, this is something happy, you understand? Believe me, yeah, if possible, not die now, you understand? We'll get all the here. The rhetoric here, understand, with the shape, we discussion in the minds of young people. Now, let we start for kill the tension in going, even from our discussions. Now, this the people who they lead, they see.
Yeah.
So if we be able to get quiet discussions,
and it has been.
We elevate the debate. Yeah. We can take down the two people. We need for it's not do or die. Political parties come and go, but the people. In fact, let me tell you, even who they as members of parliament and so, the people then go come bring all the issues. Where he died, they look out for the next person for go stress. We colleague now.
It can be replaced quickly.
Thank you. So, who salon want for yourself? A salon way go be peaceful, united, and we'll pick in the go can grow. We get the opportunities there for educate themselves, opportunities there for made and learn skills, opportunities for make could thrive, make could be a developed and progressive nation. We know they succeed in getting that kind of Sierra Leone, you understand, with political point scoring. There will always be politics, but let the development now rise above politics. Okay. So in all of this, if we not get all this prepare our mindset for embrace all the changes here in this new era of responsibility. Now a fruitless endeavor. We'll come so close, but we'll be yet so far.
And this is a lifetime opportunity for reviewing constitution. Absolutely. It doesn't happen quite, quickly. So it take countries them time, and hopefully we will continue this conversation. What thing we want for do is now how MPs are going to make themselves available. Let me talk to the people them, because it's important for let the people them understand waiting on a position them, making say people learn like how they put on ourselves forward, not to bad people anymore. Now, a choice for be politician, and now una young way this for serve the nation. But how do we make it better and people centered? It's important. So we all change. But if we not change this country, this we generation, then Gen Z then get for run after we all. Then go tell we say like how been they tell them parents say na them spoil this country, and so then go tell we. And I don't say that now plenty. If you check the parliament now. Not to youths them, but now young people. You don't 60?
Not yet.
You don't 50?
No.
So we are young people. Now we time this for do waiting right and change things. And if we miss and fail, then, like DJ Beskin say, if you fool, you no get reason for live. Just die one time. But finally, I want to ask Una this question. Una have been part of that meeting where the committees have been get with the MNOs them. And there's this conversation about data. Una no come and ask Una. Then we give directive to the MNOs them, but the MNOs them been appeal, say, then get technical things them for address. How far Parliament they with that conversation they?
Well, I think, first of all, Parliament respond to the call of the people. But again, we'll get for serve with a very clear conscience. We'll get for go back again to the point here is that Parliament take a decision based on the public outcry. But the MNO, they provide the service, say, yes, we will follow what in Parliament say. But if we follow exactly what in Parliament say right now, what thing could be? Because again, we will get a whole lot of technical issues. So based on that directive, then appeal to Parliament back on how for then go come back for solve this problem. But what really happened now is an issue of choice. We can get the 100 Lions Day and the 60 day. You understand? And again, people they will choose that. And anytime we get promotion now, that particular side outside the promotion day be overcrowded. And one thing about Parliament, they represent the good, the bad, and the ugly. Trust me, we care about the MNOs, but we care about the people. So what will they try now for do? For make sure say we'll solve this particular problem in a way that way the MNOs they're not going to suffer too much technical problems. We will lead to poor quality service who will complain. So we can do something, but maybe if we rush them back again too much and failing for ignore the technical warnings, it will also lead to a bigger problem where they can't complain back again to owner. So would they go back again to the drawing board and try for make sure say we'll take a decision where all man not going to be 100% satisfied, but at least we go make sure say we'll get the service we'll need for the amount of money we they pay.
Okay, fine. Honorable AKK.
To be candid, I was part of that committee and I listened to the MNOs. When I listened to the CEO of Orange and I listened to Africell, I was forced to move to tell NATCA say they have not done justice to the people of this country. Because waiting Orange says they had this issue, they get congestion at the lines, and they met with NATCA. And NATCA agreed, say yes, they met. They met with ANAXA, you understand? And imagine, NATCA not able to explain to we how Orange and Africell get the same problem with congestion because people they come at this agreement. But waiting the situation deeper now is not the fact say NAXA and NATCA say they agree with the mobile company in them for letting them get this change in tariff. But come to ask yourself this question. If you're doing this, how much education was done to the people? Did you ask the people, the MNOs, to educate the people on the change in their tariff or their bonus? The simple answer to that, they say yes. So I asked them further, which means will not be used for communicate to them. Is it written? Is it just verbal? They say, oh, we told them to educate the people. Because what we find out is the people are in shock that the bonus or the tariff system what they use was just changed overnight, and they were left in a situation in which they have nowhere to cry. You know, sometimes when I talk, people say I like politicizing it. When the person from the Ministry of Information and Communication, they talk, you listen to NATCA, they were supporting the MNOs, and these are direct representatives of the government. I was expecting a situation in which they will have had a different position defending the people. They were not defending the people. So in that circumstance, the people's welfare was left in the hands of members of Parliament.
So now they represent the people.
That's where I'm coming now. Yeah. The people's welfare, the people's hope was only left in the hands of parliamentarians. So we asked the MNOs and the NATCA for saying no. Because the people were not informed, because the people were not carried along in the change, go and reverse it. And this was done on Friday. To the best of my knowledge, I have had several calls from several people say, oh, nothing has been done. Nat cannot pull a press release to the effect where say the mobile companies are not for do Neither Parliament don't communicate clear on waiting the MNOs and for do after the one, because I'm only getting it from him now that they come back to Parliament, maybe at the leader of government business or somebody else, but I am not privy to that. I am privy to the fact that we made a decision, say let the mobile companies and reverse the decision until they educate the people for carry them forward. As it is now, we have to understand as leaders, say we people depend on internet. You don't understand the implication of the importance of the internet until you go down to a village and you meet even the mommy within our village, where the pastor say, "Eno mama tell my parliament." As we talk na parliament, he gets on a phone.
Yeah,
you understand? So it also helps us, even as representative, to communicate to our people. You understand? Now you can just do a short video you send them. You people they say I'm all over the country. But this was so because 60 leons, 9 then they spend by a week. So meaning for the whole month, and we spend very close to 240.
240.
Now you're saying them for use 400. The 400 they use so now half of the minimum wage. So 50% of the watchman where they pay 800, now you will spend on internet. I think this is where NATCA need for come in and support the decision of Parliament for able to engage the MNOs.
Okay.
Not forget, say, who's are the things say NATCA for don't leverage on. Now the fact say recently, when the mobile companies they struggle with the internet and the network based on light systems, and they thief them feel they come to Parliament, they explain law, we give them timelines, we give them timelines upon timelines. I think this, if not 3 months or 4 months, let it be a window where they will give the people wise and will educate the people, and the people will adjust them or check them. Or else it will reach a point, if NATCA and the Ministry of Information continue for defend the NMOs, it will feel like people will begin to say, oh, now because they listen to Liberty, they listen to other TV stations, them, or they listen to Truth, now for them keep away from information, I mean they want to the tariff up.
Hopefully, as MPs will continue the engagement, so go follow up on this matter as well. Like you say, it's very important, the engagement, and the reaction was very good. We Parliament invite the MNOs them.
I think that is the third time where the Parliament the public don't comment in 7 good years.
Them, because you know when you do things we guys people.
Well, 7 good years. So if I be the work at the streets of Peter, I was celebrating.
All man they tell you.
I put my glass down, I the bluff.
Hopefully we'll get a common ground. We'll go follow up on this. But thank you so much, gentlemen, for this conversation this morning and the commendation there as well. If you go watch the comments, people that don't comment on as well, don't get a very healthy and educative conversation. Hopefully we'll continue with them. I just watch on our other paper this morning. I see. There is this 2024 Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone annual reports we then get for table today. Yeah, so maybe we look forward to the conversation in there as well. But it's important for us to educate the public, and we're always open for provider platform day. And hopefully, when the things can come, we'll get to enable Marie and as well for come explain to the people what they mean and how they will contribute to them. But thank you so much for joining us. So they take a quick break. Come back and can close the program. Continue for stay with you.